Greetings, exiles, and this is my new journey. This time with an Occultist and Death's Oath. But this time I have something really interesting in store for you, because I won't be using the trivial bow and caustic arrow. Instead, my build will have some pretty interesting items, and a non-standard skill tree. But no more spoilers. As always, I will start from scratch. I will use Poisonous Concoction to pass through the axe, because it's a strong skill, but unfortunately I don't have access to it at level 12. So I will need to make another character. 12 minutes and the skill gems I need are mine. Now I can continue my journey. And the first lucky catch. Not a divine orb. Unlucky, but better than nothing. No money in the second lab. And this could be sold. Nice. Well, the tutorial is over, now we can have some fun. I can use my main skill as soon as I finish the campaign. But that's the worst thing you can do, because it will be a bad experience. For this build I need more levels and most importantly good items, which I can't buy because I started from scratch. So I will continue to use Poisonous Concoction, but not the regular version. In the campaign, I managed to get a small starting capital, so let's buy some useful items. Good. Now I'm ready. Unfortunately, I don't have a third account, and so I won't get a real fresh start, but I have reset my atlas with Orbs of Unmaking, removed Void Stones, and will try to get this journey as close to a fresh start as possible. Speaking of which, I've never played with Poisonous Concoction of Bouncing, but I really liked it. It's a pretty nice skill, especially when combined with the Occultist's explosions, and I don't mind using it for a longer time. After I completed most of my yellow maps, I realized that I need currency because my current gear sucks. And I need upgrades, but I was too lazy to come up with something, so I stopped at the ritual. Ritual is a mechanic that can give you anything or nothing, depending on your luck, but I'm hoping my luck is still with me, so let's see what Ritual's gifts are. First good drop. Small but nice. And another one. By the way, some items are better sold through the new market. Now I have some Chaos Orbs and it's time to go shopping. New armor. And the shield. Cool boots, which will allow me to activate an extra aura and get more damage. A new ring. And anointment for more defense. Now we can go to the Uber Lab. After which I'll need these unique gloves. More damage and explosions. Just what I like. I'm gonna grab this belt too. And back to the maps looking for lucky drops from Ritual. To be honest, the more I play the more I like Poisonous Concoction of Bouncing, and I didn't think it was such a nice and satisfying skill. But don't forget that this is an Occultist with 3000 HP, and you need to play very carefully because our survivability leaves much to be desired. More good loot from Ritual. Just what I need. Let's get the first Void Stones now. Pretty easy. In a battle like this, 6 portals are the best defense, especially for mediocre players like me. Wow. Tink in the boss battle. No way. Now I can use my Void Stones. Let's kill Maven too. Just in case. I decided to buy Scarabs and add some juice. Divine from Ritual. Cool. Not a bad item. More money from a Ritual. And more. That was unexpected. Nice Fractured Jewel. It could be sold, but I have other ideas. For that, I'll need some Harvest Juice. Wow. I think it's money. Easy money. Let's make another one. Very nice. These jewels are selling like hotcakes. Thanks to crafting, I was able to earn a few dozen divine orbs very quickly. And now I can swap to my main build. Probably many viewers have been waiting for this moment, but I apologize for the delay. I needed currency and I had to earn it somehow and at the same time to show progress from scratch. I hope for your understanding. I will start shopping from the main item. We will need 5 off-color sockets and it will be difficult to do it. So I recommend buying corrupted armor and using a tainted chromatic orb. If you are on a tight budget, you can buy something cheaper. Also, I want to remind you that we don't need 6 links for Death Aura. A new crazy and broken shield. I had to make a build with Svalin because it is a strong item and most likely the developers in the next patch will nerf it. For a new helmet, I need a fractured base, high item level with energy shield and armor, and some essences. Not bad, but I think something better can be done. Wow! 2 tier 1 elemental resistance. Sometimes lucky. Some eldritch implicit. Benchcraft. And exalted slam. Wow! Item rarity. Now we're magic find. Let's go. Gloves. And fractured base again. And of course essences. Perfect. Benchcraft. Exalted slam and not the best result. Defiance of destiny. With catalysts. And of course anointment. For this build I will use a new one that increases the area of effect of aura skills. Speaking of which, the death aura from our armor is an aura, as corny as it sounds. So a beacon of hope will give us a large area of effect. New boots. And again fractured bases and essences. Sorry for the same crafting, but this is the easiest and most foolproof crafting method. Benchcraft for movement speed. And of course eldritch implicits. Combined with this unique jewel, I will have ailments immunity. Also, you can always go to the trade site and find something similar. For example, I managed to buy these boots for a very good price. In reality, they should cost much more. So I recommend to everyone, before starting a new craft, always check what is on sale. Sometimes it is easier and cheaper to buy an already crafted item. I also need a new belt. It would be cheaper to craft it, but I'm tired of crafting. I've already made quite a few purchases, but there's more to come. Because I'm doing a build from zero and I need to buy absolutely all the gear. Death Rush for adrenaline. Budget Headhunter. Just in case. And of course Watcher's Eye. Also don't forget about clusters. This build needs a large cluster for 12 passives and without any skill nodes. Also increased effect and some good stats. This unique ring. Forbidden Flesh and Flame with Shaper of Flames. A lot of people may be surprised by this combination of items, but I assure you it's awesome. Let me tell you right away that this is not my idea and I yoinked it from this guy. But I found it interesting and decided to try it. Thanks to Shaper of Flames, our chaos explosions can ignite and also all our hits always ignite, which gives us extra damage. And in combination with this implicit on our gloves, we get a good map clearing. And thanks to Black Flame, our ignite will do more damage because it will be affected by despair and withered. New wand. I'll start by buying a base. And essences. You know what I mean. I need 1 free prefix and 2 free suffixes. Benchcraft, and my new wand is ready. Also, don't forget the Runcraft. And of course some gems. Finally, everything is ready and it's time for the real build. But don't forget the respec. And here is our hero. Although when I was doing the respec, I remembered that I forgot one important thing. Sorry. Timeless Jewel. With some life, onslaught, and frenzy charges on kill. Now let's see what I've come up with. I'll start with the 8 mods T16 map. All in all, it's pretty good. We just run around and the monsters around us explode. At the same time, we press the minimum number of buttons. I would also like to note that unlike the classic Death's Oath with bow, we really have a defense and we do not die from a random white mob who just looked at us. If I've already talked about classic Death's Oath, let me try to explain why I chose this variant and why I like it better. I played a lot of Death's Oath with a caustic arrow and came to the conclusion that in this build Death's Oath gives us almost nothing. Caustic Arrow with Arrow Nova support has good coverage and our explosions will also destroy everything on the screen. And if you replace Death's Oath with rare armor, you will hardly notice the difference. So a Death's Oath build only makes sense to me as an Autobomber, with lazy but very comfortable gameplay. Also, compared to bow, we have some advantages. First of all, I use a shield, and that means we have access to shield charge, which makes us much faster. Secondly, we have real defense. 6 endurance charges, Svalin with max block and Defiance of Destiny give us very good survivability. So T17 maps are not a problem for us and we can easily handle this content as well. I also ran 12 mods maps using 5 of these new scarabs, and there we also in most cases have no problems and the build pleasantly surprised me. Very relaxing gameplay with satisfying explosions. Just what you need to relax after a work day. But unfortunately not everything is as good in this build as I would like it to be, so it's time to talk about our weaknesses. This is a pure mapper build, and its main task is fast mapping with minimal buttons. And if you were looking for a build to kill uber bosses or well-rounded beast for one divine orb, I'm sorry, I have some bad news. This build is not for you. Unfortunately, our single target DPS is very bad. Originally, I was planning to use a storm burst with decay. But without this helmet, it's a bad idea. And since I was not planning to sacrifice a helmet slot for a mediocre unique item, I gave up on that idea. So I decided to use Hexblast with mines, and this option feels much better, but I need more mana for that. So I had to buy a cluster like this. With a small cluster, I had to give up inspired learning, unfortunately. I also bought a Vol Breach just in case so we can have more explosions against bosses. But if you don't have a lot of currency, then skip buying a Vol Breach because it is unreasonably expensive. With Hexblast and a Vol Breach, I slightly fixed the single target damage, but I think I can do better. The build won't be an uber boss killer, but it doesn't need to be. Our main strength is explosions, ignite, and ignite proliferation. There's also still room for improvement for this build, but that will all be in part 2. The first part of my adventure has come to an end, but there is still a lot more to come. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Thank you all for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Also, I will be very grateful for your likes and subscription. Bye everyone, and see you in the new video.